Hi, on this channel I usually talk about photography in video format, and I know a thing or two about Lightroom, and usually that's the knowledge I try to apply when editing my videos. But as you can see, sometimes it gets a bit tricky. I try to get better at it and sometimes it pays off, but in general color grading videos is still a bit difficult for me. So when Dehancer reached out to me and offered to give their app a test, I was a bit skeptical. If DaVinci in general is already a bit complicated for me, Pro Tools like this would probably be even more complex, right? Spoiler, no, it turned out to be better than I expected and actually really useful. Also, for the sake of transparency, I was not paid to say anything in this video, but I was provided with a license for Dehancer for review purposes. Now that I've used it for a couple of videos, I can show you my editing process and go through some of its features. I actually filmed some B-roll, especially for this video, to show you how to use Dehancer and how the video turns out. So we'll go through this together. So what I have here is a couple of videos of me doing coffee that I cut into a nice B-roll sequence. We'll try to edit it with Dehancer Pro and see how it goes. What I usually do is I start with one clip, and from that I develop some kind of preset that I apply to the others in the same video. Right after turning on the Dehancer, you can already see that there are a lot of film presets. Actually, for some of the people it will probably be enough. Just find the one you love and always use it. But today we will go a bit deeper and try to adjust it to my preferences. I actually like quite a few of those. For example, I really like the look of Fujichrome Velvet 50, but today we'll go from Kodak Gold 200. For starters, I want to make it a little bit more warm and a little bit more pink. For the next part, I go to Film Developer setting, I enable it, and here I can play with contrast and color. A little bit of saturation never hurt nobody, right? If you really want to dive deeper into the 90s look with VHS-like quality, you can add some more saturation, but for today's purposes I will leave it at 50. In film compression, you can adjust white point and tonal range to cut out the highlights and make it look like this, but today I want to achieve a softer, more blown out look for the highlights, so I don't turn it on. I like to play with tonal contrast and color density because it helps to achieve this abrupt change between the light and the dark and give it overall less digital look. For this clip I will also adjust the exposure so the background looks totally dark. If you want to play with colors, here in color head you can adjust the shadows and the highlights the way you like. I want to give it some yellow and red color so it looks very warm. What I like about Dehancer is that it has a lot of grain profiles, and if you are not satisfied with one of those, you can always make your custom one. As I have already said, here I want the full power of sunlight, so of course I enable halation and bloom. If you want your footage to realistically shake a little bit in a fun retro way, you can always put gate width and film breadth. Now I don't use overscan that often, but it's nice to have. Here you can choose different settings and types of film that will look like you scanned your video from film and didn't actually shoot it digital. I will also probably put vignette here. And I think I'm done for this clip. What I want to do now is copy the settings and try to apply it to the rest of the video to see how it turns out. So now we can actually correct the mistakes or some things that didn't fit very well. For example, here I want the footage to be a little bit colder and probably a bit more contrasty. Now the focus really goes to the light leaks on the wall and not the surroundings. The same goes here, it's a little bit too red. This shot is pretty fun already, but I think colder shadows would really bring up the color contrast on this one. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but here I will turn off the bloom because I have been filming this video with 20% Cine Bloom filter and it is already too soft. This shot needs some contrast, so I will once again add some blue to the shadows and also lower the exposure. So now we can see how it turned out, and I want to see your honest opinion in the comments. To sum up everything that I've said, I really like the Dehancer plugin for DaVinci Resolve. It gives you a choice between so many film simulations, all of which look authentic and give you a really nice color grading, and all of that with just a couple of clicks in DaVinci Resolve. A really simple but extremely powerful tool. In this case, Dehancer kind of reminds me of Fujifilm film simulations. You can either shoot in RAW and edit everything by yourself in Lightroom, and that's okay, because actually I do this quite a lot, nobody stops you, but you can try to cut some corners and use film simulations that simplify your workflow and help you to achieve the result you like, if you like it, in less time. Having said that, I will probably continue to edit my videos in Dehancer because I like the look, I like how simple it is, and overall it gives me a pleasure to work with. If you too want to try Dehancer, you can have 10% off using my promo code 2727. I will put it in the description with all the necessary links too, and have a nice day.